कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनोभिः व्यसेम देवयितै यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ओम शांति 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 ओम अग्नेनय सुपताराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेन भो इष्टां ते नम भुक्तिं विदेम ओम शांति 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 ओम ब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मण ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायताम् महाराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषव्याधि व्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्ध्रीं धेनुर्वोढान् नड्वान् आसु सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णो रतेष्ठाः सभेयो युव अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न वोषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ओम शांति 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 ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः स्तोत्रमथा बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वो ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणम् अस्तु निराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति 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 ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम नमस्ते.
Very nice. And so we are meeting for the Masam on Taittiriya Samhita. We are all going on to know the formulas connected to Agnishtoma sacrifice, where Agni and Soma both are the prime deities. To him offerings are, and Soma Rasa is being prepared, and there is that Ishta, that Pashu is being offered, victim, sacrificial victim, and it is being brought to the sacrificial hall, and all kind of appeasement is being done, and it's being slaughtered, and take out the respective parts of the body and anointed with the ghee, with the clarified butter, and then that is going to be offered to respective gods. And there is, and this kind of activity long years back in Vedic times was only with the sentiment and the idea that the Pashu is a Medhya Pashu. Then when once it is brought into the context of sacrifice, it is called as a Medhya Pashu, a sacred animal, and that may be a goat or ram or anything, or even the best among all sacred Medhya Pasus are the horse. Therefore, we have separately Ashwamedha Yagna, which has got multiple benefits and so on. It's a royal consecration. Only Maharajas can perform the Ashwamedha Yagna, while the other yagnas which are being prescribed or pointed out in Ajurveda, they are all commonly done by the Kshatriyas. That is what we say Brahma and Kshatriya. Brahma is the priesthood, Brahma are the Ritviks, Brahma are the Vedic Pandits are conversant with the rituals, and Kshatriya are the royal people, the Maharajas, kings, and all Kshatriyas. So Brahma and Kshatriya join together to conduct the yajna, and then all other caste people can also follow or be present and derive the benefit therefrom. Therefore, many mantras in our Yajurveda, whenever we do rituals, we get a prayer to gods Brahma Kshatram Pantu Swaha. So Brahma and Kshatram Pantu, that is the priesthood and the Kshatriya, the royalty, should be protected, because there should be one to monitor, organize, sponsor the program, because every yajna involves money, involves expenditure, manpower, money power, God power, etc. All these powers are conjoined in the context of sacrifice in the Yajnashala, and therefore Yajna is Yajnena Ayajanta. You have to require all that Yajna material sambharas in order that, and in fact, on 26th May, we are going to have a beautiful talk and a discussion on the important Yajna Sambhara. One, there are Yajna Sambharas means all the accessories necessary to perform Yajna, and among them the Krishnajana is one. Then also we have the Darbha grass, the Pavitramase Sadadharam. So the sanctifier, the purifier, and that's what we call Pavitra. So we are just going to have that. After all, Pavitra is only a grass, because grass is very important in our daily life, at the same time in religious life, at the same time anywhere, because from grass only so many things crop up. For example, the rice that we are eating is the product of grass only. We remove the husk, make it refined, and then consume, because we can't eat with husk ridden grains of the harvest, rice grain. So the grass is being offered to the cows and animals, and they eat grass and give you milk. That is the nature's wonder, God's creation or grace. Oh wonder, they eat grass, and then the animals, the cow eats grass and gives you milk. Highly nutritious food. There is no comparison, no contrast, no competitor. Halu is great. But we enjoy the grains, dhanyas, dhanyamasi, dhinuhi devan. So dhanya Lakshmi. We have got dhanya is a Lakshmi Rupam. Anyway, so in all other sacrifices, we have option to be for all the other caste people. And especially, you must be knowing that Vajapeya and Rajasuya, these are the two very sacred, significant sacrifices awarded by our Yajurveda rishis. And Vajapeya is to be drinking the Vaja. Vaja is the wealth. Vaja is the drink. Vaja is the gift. Vaja is the wealth, etc. So Peya is to be enjoyed. The Vajapeya sacrifice can be performed by a Brahmin and also by Kshatriya. So it is said when a Brahmin performs Vajapeya, it is Mahabrahmana. Then if a Kshatriya does it, it is called Mahakshatriya. But the Rajasuya Yaga, as you all know in Mahabharata, being performed by Dharmaraja and his brothers and so on. So there, anybody who does the Rajasuya, they becomes a Maharaja. So Maharaja Sabdam Labhasva, Kalidasa says, so Rajas must be elevated to the rank of the Maharaja. Similarly, all women who happen to be the royal women, they have to be elevated to the level of Mahadevi. Therefore, Kalidasa says in Mahadevi Labhasva. So the Sabdam Kirtim Labhasva. So one has to become Mahadevi and Mahadeva and Maharaja. And even Shani is also a Maharaja among the planets. Anyway, so you see that there is some measure, one way or the other, known or unknown, to be performed by individuals in their lifetime so that they can better themselves and they reap the benefits commensurately. So the Manava Janma, with a stipulated period of some tens, 10 decades actually. Decade is 10 years. So 10 decades. Out of 10 decades, how much of time we are sparing for the religiosity and religious programs and spirituality and spiritual pathways and all that? It all depends upon the individuals and their Purva Janma Punya and Purva Janma Vasana, Purva Janma, and also the Ashirvada of the elders, so that people will use their lifetime sharing some time towards the spirituality. That only gives a lot of peace than these other things. How long you can see a picture? 3 hours, boring. So you cannot do that kind of material things for longer time. But if you do Ram Bhajan or Gayatri Japa, the other day, or Gopal has put in our WhatsApp importance of the Gayatri Mantram in Kannada. Nagayatriya Param Mantram Namatu Paradevatam. Nobody can challenge it, nobody can debate it, nobody can do it, because that is established sacred truth. So, religiosity is important and yajna performance important. And whatever you do is yajna only. That's why this is all yagnam tapaha, yagnam damaha, yagnam shamaha. So ultimately the definition goes that whatever that has done positively directed towards Paramatma, that is called yajna, that is called tapas. That's exactly what Krishna also tells, that Mayi arpita mano buddhi and Mayi buddhim nivesaya and Mayi siddhim nivesaya, etc. When Krishna is repeatedly hammering the head of all of us, Arjunas, that you don't take anything. And even Shankara also tells, Mano buddhyahankare chittani naham. You are not the manas, you are not the chitta, you are not the ahankara, you are not that. Then who are you? What are you? Chidananda rupa sada, Chidananda rupa shivoham, shivoham. So that Ananda is to be leveled up to the Chitta of the Chit level of the mind, not any other layer of the mind. All the Ananda that is referring to any layer of the mind other than Chittam will become volatile, will get wiped, evaporated. But that which is referring to the Chid, the innermost region of the mind, where Paramatma sits. That's why Hrud, they say Hrud is Chit. So that is important. And I think with this introduction, we'll go to the text where we are just going on the appeasement for the animal, because the animal must not be unhappy when it is being deputed as a representative to all the mankind and animal kind available upon the earth. Because our Vedas tell us that we have to be connected with the gods. We have to be connected with the higher powers, so that you can get something accomplished in our things. Man is fragile. Man is frail. Man is a glass bottle. Man is a blood bottle. Therefore, anytime blood is the essence of our body and strength. So as long as the blood remains pure, as long as enough blood is there in the body, you remain healthy. And any difference will cause problems. Therefore, the Paramatma ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಅನ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಾನೇ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. No. That aham is, if the aham is mantra. So when you say aham brahmasmi, that is whatever best you have got, that best you have is again brahma padartham, etc. So now I think I will ask Sivalingayavare, please recite 1381, because we have completed 1372, where we have requested the animal and also the circumstances there in the Yagnashala to have equal mindedness, to have the orientation equally distributed, because there should not be imbalance of the mind. Exactly Those people who attend some religious programs must have sentimentally disposed favorably to the gods. You know that some people are there. Why are you wasting clarified butter, ghee? And at Purnahuti, if you were to offer a sari and dhoti dipped in completely ghee as a part of Purnahuti, how many people are happy? Very few. There are some people, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ತುಪ್ಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ತುಪ್ಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಥ 9 yards ಸ್ಯಾರಿನ ಡಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೂರ್ಣಾಹುತಿ ಅಂತ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಕಿ ನಾಟ್ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇವತಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್. No, that kind of feeling is only a matter of negativity and no uddharam. Therefore, here in the 7372, we have noted Manassu and Okaha should be Samanam. And as a result, what would happen is Arepasaha. Repa is negativity. People are there always thinking, Yenideppa ali benki alva. No doubt, the benki you give to the ghee dipped batti, when you show to the eye of the god, it becomes Divya Jyoti. That's why you say Sajyam Trivarti Samyuktam Vanhina Yujitam Maya. Vanhi is a fire. And ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ದಿವ್ಯ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲಿ ದಿವ್ಯ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ you just touch that and mechanically and touch your eyes. So the ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. ಹಳೆಯ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕಣ್ಣು ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಉಗುರುಗಳು ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇ ವರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಈ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳು ಕಣ್ಣು ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾಲಿಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ವಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯೂರ್. ಎನಿವೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ? ಸೊ ಅರೇಪಸೌ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಯಜ್ಞ and Yagnapati, and Yagna and Yagnapati have got to protect all through the time, because Yagna must not be interrupted. Yagnapati must not get tired or must not feel anything. Both of them should be active. In fact, when Vishwamitra came to ask Dasaratha to send his son Rama Lakshmana to protect the sacrifice, the plea of Vishwamitra was, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಂದ್ರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ತಪೋಬಲವನ್ನು ಈ ದುಷ್ಟರಾಕ್ಷ ಸಂಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಂತ್ರಬಲದಿಂದ ತಪೋಬಲವನ್ನು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟೂ ರಾಮಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣಾಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ವಾಚ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ದ ಯಜ್ಞ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ದ ದುಷ್ಟ ಶಕ್ತೀಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ Maricha and Sataki, they were coming and throwing flesh, blood, etc. into the Yagnavedi and causing lot of irritation and annoyance to Vishwamitra and disturb the sacrifice. Therefore, Rama Lakshmanas were taken by him. So ಆ ತರಹ ಓಕಸೌ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಜ್ಞವನ್ನು ಯಜಮಾನವನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾತವೇದಸೌ ಶಿವೌ ಭವತ ಮಜ್ಜನಃ. ಜಾತವೇದಸೌ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಸೋಮ, Agni and all that, they're called Jataveda. Ila Jataveda Sau anedi Jatavedaha, Jataveda Sau, Jataveda Saha is Sabdam, declension. Jataveda Saka Akaham Karantaha, Savita Savitaro, Jatavedaha, Jataveda Sau, Jataveda Saha. Ili Sau anadu Dvitiya Divachanam, and so two Agnis, they should be really Sivau. They should be Shivau. See, Shiva is Shantam. So they should become auspicious and blessing all that. And Yake Andre, why at all you ask like that? See, there is always the reasoning. Science is always behind all formulas in the world, in our Vedas. ಅನ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ವೇದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬರೀ ಮಂತ್ರೋಚ್ಚಾರಣ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ? ನೋ, there is science, there is magic, there is mysticism, there is esotericism, and there is application, and there is the results, phalam. Because no act in yajna is without phalam. That's phalamuddishya eva yajnaha pravartate. All yajna items would go according as the expected results. Because that's why the general definition of yajna has been given. ಏನಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಕಾಮೋ ಯಜೇತ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಹೂ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಬೆಟರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, he should work up. Yajeta means you should work up for that. And that is something like our BDA people, sometime they announced betterment charges ಅಂತ. ಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಸೈಟು ಏರಿಯಾ ಲೇಔಟ್ ಬೆಟರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ they needed some more money, and so they collected from all the allottees or so, I don't know. So every time there is that process of betterment. And how betterment could be done is depending upon your limitations and circumstances and availability and eligibility, etc. That's why Swarga Kamaha, Suvarga, that is Varga is section, lokam or society order. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬೆಟರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು, ಎನ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟು, ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯಜೇತ. ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಅದರ್ ವೇ ಬಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯಜ್ಞಂ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. Because unless you make effort, nothing can be accomplished. Therefore, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಗ್ನಿಹಿ ಅಗ್ನೌ ಚರತಿ ಪ್ರವಿಷ್ಟಃ. And Agni, when Agni joins Agni, fire joins fire, it becomes a Mahagni. That's why in Agni Suktam of Rigveda, probably Vasan must have taught you the Agni Suktam, where you see Agni becomes Mahanagni because of number of factors, and one of them is getting himself joined with another well-behaved Agni. So he becomes a Mahanagnihi, like that. And again, and Adhiraja Eshaha Rushinam. So for the Agni, the monitor Yarapa andre Rushinam Putraha. So the Rushigalu, Rutvigalu, and again their family, all of them jointly perform yajna, and they are the monitors. You know, we have got in Rigveda 10 mandalas iddaga. I am going to talk on Rigveda on this Sunday in Datta Yoga Center in Chicago, but it will be in Zoom also. I send the, you may just think of it. So there, Rigveda is one compartment. Yajurveda is another compartment. Samaveda is another, and Satharveda. But there are doors connected to each of these things. They are not watertight compartments. Or there are no doors. No, one, if you enter into something like your train, where you can go to the first bogie, depending on the need and circumstances and all that. So that kind of connectivity is there. And all of them are necessary whenever you think of doing some good effort. That's why Rushinam Putraha Adhiraja Eshaha. And again, how do you please the gods that are there? You cannot simply throw ghee into the Vedi or throw flowers to the Vigraha of the gods that you kept in our Devata Graha, but you have got to use the Brahmana. That you have to mark with red ink. Agnaye Swaha, Chandraya Swaha, Chandra idam namama. So Devyai Swaha. So ಈ ತರಹ ನೀವು you have to mark the offering that you are going to offer, the name to whom it is intended. ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಬರದೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೆಟರ್ಸು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಡ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಆರ್ ನಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್, ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್. So important that you should write always to address. So here, Brahmana Tejuhomi Devanam Mithuya Kabhagadeyam. So Kabhagadeyam means this is the generative share of the gods. That is, whatever offering you make, that will return to you in multiples benefits. Don't think that whatever you offer into the Yajna Vedi and to Yajna Purusha inside will go waste. No, it is a depositing. That's why Bhasa Maharshi or Kavi in Taittiriya, in Swapnavasa Datta says that Yad Dattam Yad Hutam Tat Tataiva Tishtati. Whatever dana you have made, and whatever you offered in the Yajna Vedi to Yajna Purushas or Devatas, that will stay the same, but you will be constantly getting the dividends therefrom. Tataiva tishtati. Something like you invest money upon the Bhudevi by purchasing a site of whatever measurement. As the time goes on, if you have spent 1 rupee, it will fetch you some thousands of rupees. I remember one of my colleagues has sold his site for 6 rupees a cent. I mean, for square foot. Imagine 6 rupees, because he had promised long back to that professor that I will give my site for 6 rupees. And imagine, so he purchased, the English professor he was, and for 6 rupees only. When his daughter came to sell, they got lakhs of rupees out of that. So that's why yajna, danam, and this, they are constantly remain the same, and they will pay you dividends and all that. That's why one has to do yajnam. One has to make naivedyam. That's why nivedana ಮಾಡದೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತ್ರ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ too bad. Supposing you have got a guest in our house, not asking him to join or not giving him something, if you keep on eating, it is not Hindu culture. But that you have to at least formally ask, sir, come and join. He will say, no, I took my food coming out. Or he may just ask for a bit. So like that is our Indian culture. Therefore, here also we have got the same thing. So here you say that mithuya kar bhagadheyam. Bhagadheyam is fortune. That's why I got Bhagya Sukta. You remember that Bhagadevata. Bhagadevata is Lakshmi. Bhagadevata is Surya Bhagavan. So when you make prayer to Bhagadevata, you get, so every day, along with the Sri Suktam, if you recite Bhagya Suktam too, your house will be rich with dhanyam, dhanam, dhanyam, putra labham, samruddhi bhavatu ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಬೇಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಸಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಆಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. So that is what we have seen in that as a yajna phala. Now we go to talk about the yajna pashu and appeasement to that. So Urukundi Sivalinga avare ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಆದದೆ. Can you recite anybody? 1381.
ಹೇಳ ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
ಏನಮ್ಮ?
ಆದದ ಋತಸ್ಯ ತ್ವಾ ದೇವ ಹವಿಃ ಪಾಶೇನ ಅರಭೆ ದರ್ಶ ಮಾನುಷಾಭ್ಯಸ್ತೌಷಧೀಭ್ಯಃ ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಷಾಮ್ಯಪಾಂ ಪೇರುರಸಿ ಸ್ವಾತ್ತಂ ಚಿತ್ ಸದೇವ ಗುಂ ಅವ್ಯಮಾಪೋ ದೇವೀಂ ಸ್ವದತೈನಗುಂ ಸಂತೆ ಪ್ರಾಣೋ ವಾಯುನಾ ಗಚ್ಚತಾಗಂ ಸಂ ಯಜತ್ರೈರಂಗಾನಿ ಸಂ ಯಜ್ಞಪತಿರಾಶಿಷ ಗುಥೇನಾಕ್ತೌ ಪಶುಂ ರಾಯೇತಾಘುಂ ರೇವತಿರ್ಯಜ್ಞಪತಿಂ ಪ್ರಿಯಧಾ ವಿಷ ತೋರೋ ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷ ಸಜುರ್ದೇವೇನ. वातेन अस्य अविशस्मना यज समस्य तनुभाभव वर्षीयो वर्षीयसि यज्ञे यज्ञपतिं धाम पृथिव्याः सम्पृच्छ पाहि नमस्त आताना अनर्वा प्रेहि धृतस्य कुल्यामनो सह प्रजया सह प्रायस्पूषेण आपो देवी शुद्धायूयं देवाघं ओढ्वघं शुद्धा वयं परिवेष्टारो वो भूयास्मा.
Very good. See, as you are reading, you are getting the meaning translated in your head. Because Yajurveda is easy, but Rigveda is little difficult. Atharveda middle, and Samveda difficult. So, I mean, it's all, I talk about the style, but the content is highly significant. You observe that you are trying to ask the respective gods to take care of the yajna performance and also the content and whatever offerings you are making. In the sense that Apo Devatas are also involved, and Savitru Devata is important, and Vayu Deva is important. So, although you are making offerings to the gods, still the same gods have got to do the double work. They have to help the offerings that you are making really sanctified and reach the respective gods whom the Yajamana intends. That's why it is said, Swaha Krutasya Tejuho me Devanam Mithuya Garbhagadheyam. So, ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನು ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಆಹ್ವಾನ ಆಹುತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ, ಆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಹಾಕಾರದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಾಹ ಈಸ್ ಎ ವ್ಯಾಹೃತಿ. ಆಹೃತಿ ಈಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಹೃತಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಹೈಲಿ shouted sound, and the meaning of all vyahrutis is not definite, because we have so many vyahrutis. For example, bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvaha, then vatu, vetu, fattu, vasatu, etc. So these are all the various endings with which you offer. For example, vat and vet. If you are making sometime on occasions, when you are making offering to Sri Devatas, then to indicate that this is for that particular Sri Devata, that is called as a weight. And then Purusha Devata, what. So like some such kind of markings are also done by our Rishis in the ritualistic complex. Yajna itself is a science. Yajna itself is that. So hardly there are many ritualists in the world and who are conversant with the ritual performance and and many details about it. Unfortunately, my professor, Dr. Sriji Kashikar, under whom I could complete my PhD thesis, and he's a great international authority on rituals. And in Japan, there was another great authority and well conversant with rituals, was a professor of Sanskrit by name Sujiki or somebody. So like that we remember. Historyman is another. So there are great ritualists who have got good knowledge about the yajna performance and details about it. So very rare. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranama you come across a beautiful statement, Govindagaru intunara, Achara Prabhavo Dharmaha Dharmasya Prabhurachyutaha. See, Achara Prabhavo Dharmaha. See, Dharma is generated out of the practices that we are doing on. So, depending upon the rightful practices, the Dharma is also being mentioned. In the entire Bhagavad Gita, what is Krishna's pleading and the pleading? Krishna pleads that, Aya Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya. And the achara for a Kshatriya is to fight the enemies who are negative, who are detrimental for the maintenance of the yajna, for the positive dharma, and it is your primary duty, you should stop. If you are not doing, if not Kshatriya fight and quell down that adharma, then who else will be capable of? No. So that Kshatriya dharma is to do it. That's why the entire Bhagavad Gita is meant for action. Achara prabho dharma, and dharmasya prabhu achyutaha. That is a Krishna. Chuti means nasha. Achyuta means nasa rahita. So dharma can never be annihilated. Dharma can never be destroyed. Dharma eva dharmo hi jayate. Dharma meva jayate. So ಧರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಹಾನಾರಾಯಣ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ a good eulogy is there. But anyway, here we are talking about ಗರ್ಭಾಗಧೇಯಂ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಾಹಾಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಾಹ ಅಂದರೆ there are so many meanings for the word swaha. ಸುಖಂ ಆಹಾ, ಸ್ವಾಗತಂ ಆಹಾ, ಅರ್ಪಣಂ ಕರೋತಿ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. And there is a ಸುಖಂ ಆಹಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರಹ ಕಲ್ಮಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ತುಪ್ಪ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಕಾರ ಭಾವನೆ ಬೇಡ. ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ ಆಹುತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಅಗ್ನಿದೇವ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಕೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆಯಾ ದೇವತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಡೆಲಿವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸರ್ವ ಆಹುತಿ ಹುತಾ ಭವೇಯು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಹುತೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರ್ಭಾಗಸ್. ಕರ್ಭಾಗಧೇಯಂ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ multiple benefits. That's why Krishna said in Gita also later on to confirm that, he said, Name bhaktaha pranasyanti. Never are my bhaktas will be endangered. Even though they face danger, they get over the danger. I know so many people, all of you must be having the experience with the pressure of the problems, but you are got rid of that pressure and you become very happy and smiling. ಸೊ ನಮೇ ಭಕ್ತಾ ಪ್ರಣಶ್ಯಂತಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನೆಂದರೆ ನಹಿ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಕೃತ್ತಾತ ದುರ್ಗತಿಂ ನ ಗಚ್ಚತಿ ಕದಾಪಿ. ಯಾರು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ದುರ್ಗತಿ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸುಗತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷ, ದುರ್ಗತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನರಕ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ರೇಪ ಅರೇಪ. ಸುಗತಿ is arepa and durgati is repa. So like that we have got the Pariyasabdas. Now he is telling that Karbhagadheyam Adade. Now I am explaining 1381 because all these expressions are very much clear. Much explanation not needed. But we must know that when we are performing yajna, when we are offering the various items, then we are very much happy and rich enough. The other day, when our Arulalan, when he performed Saundarlari Homa, he has brought into 108 dravyas, yajna dravyas, and with them he just made offering. There are so many people sitting, and then only. So the yajna sambharas or yajna dravyas could be depending upon your economic status also, economy. So if you could afford it, you can make it. Especially when you see Durga Homam done, how many dravyas, even fruit pieces are also being offered into the Yagnavedi, and accordingly Ammavaru will be, because after all, the moment you call Devi or Devas into that, they are hungry. When not making anything, so when you offer something, because Alpasantoshnaha Devaha, Devas don't want large quantities. Alpasantosh, just you give like that and you will enjoy it. That's why phalam pushpatram pushpam phalam, one is very remarkable. In fact, I know that, I don't know whether it is true or something like that. I was told the food that is taken by that Satya Sai Baba was very small. He used to eat little, sitting in the first row among all people, and then get up and said, serve all people the food. I don't know the reason, but I was told by one of the staunch bhaktas of Swami. But that is to say that they feel the vibrations and the presence of the Paramatma in us. See, Tvayi Tishtati Paramatma, Tvayi, you see, God is there in you, not outside. Hriddese Arjuna. How is the God entering into you? Through your ears, through the sounds. That's why, first of all, we say Bhadram Karne Bhisrunuyama. The auditory power should be good enough so that the gods will be able to hear and come into through your ears into your heart. So Karnayoho Matyodhvam isi Karnayoho Srutam. So again and again you see the word Rutasya Deva Havihi Paham Pasena Arabhe. So I am going to start offering the Deva Havi, the offering Devanam Havihi, Devanam Bhagaha, Devanam Karbhagaha. ಈ ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಕರ್ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಋತಸ್ಯ ತ್ವಾ. ಸಿ ಋತ ಅಂಡ್ ಸತ್ಯ are the two important cosmic laws which are governing both human and divine. That's why Rutam cha satyam chabhidhat tapasodhyajayata tato ratrirajayata tatas samudro arnavah samudradannavadadhi etc. samvatsaro ajayata. So ఈ మంత్రం చూడండి. ఋతగుం సత్యం పరం బ్రహ్మ పురుషం కృష్ణ పింగళం ఊర్ధ్వరేతం విరూపాక్షం విశ్వరూపాయ వై నమో నమః. సో విశ్వరూపం of Paramatma is stationed in Rutam and Satyam. And then tapas. So Rutam Satyam tapaha. So Rutam tapaha, Satyam tapaha, Danam tapaha, Shamaha tapaha, tapaha yad. Anta namge, we have got lot of explanatory connectivities provided in later texts and earlier texts. Because Yajurveda has got also history. Rigveda has a history. You must know that the mantras in the Rigveda are not composed at the same time, nor the other. There is a process of time, as my professors were telling, that it is not done one time, but there have been number of rishis and rishi families who have been blessed through their tapas and all that, the revelation of the mantras. And whatever revealed to them, they are recorded and they are all sounds only. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the origin of them here. That's why here, pasena arabhe. And ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆ ದೇವ ಹವಿ ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಹವಿಸ್ಸು ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಎಸ್ ಧರ್ಷ ಮಾನುಷಾನ್ ಅಭ್ಯ ಔಷಧಿಭ್ಯ ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಷಾಮಿ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಓಷಧೀಸ್ and of the adhya, andre I am just trying to sprinkle and purify you. You are apam perurasi. And again, next swatam chitu sadevagum havihi havyam apo devihi swadata enam. ಸೊ ನೀರಿನ ಟಚ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ರುಚಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅಗ್ನಿಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ರುಚಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. And it will not be purified and it will not be sanctified. It will not be tasty also. So we make a prayer. See, swatam chitu sadevagum havyam apo devihi swadatam. It is a subhashita that devihi hapaha, the divine waters have got to sweeten. Swadetam andre ಸ್ವದತೇನಂ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವದತ್ತ, ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಂಪರೇಟಿವ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಸೊ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ವೀಟರ್. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ವೆನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಷಣ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಟು sprinkle the water, sprinkle with water the food that is served to you in the plate, in the leaf, which is edible and which you have to start eating. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಭೋಜನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಭೋಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಡಿಸಿರುವ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಅದು ಅಭಿಕರೋತಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ತುಪ್ಪ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಂಬಾಲಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅನ್ನದ ಮೇಲೆ ದ್ರವ್ಯಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಪ್ಪ ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಹಿಂದೂ. Then the tuppa has got the power to sanctify, purify the entire stuff that is served to you in the plate for eating. That's why you, with Gayatri mantra, you make a prokshanam. That's exactly what you call apodevihi. So that is the prokshana you make, the waters with which you make a prayer. ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೇಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸದೃತಂ ತ್ವಾ ಸತ್ಯೇನ ಪರಿಶಂಚಾಮಿ ಸತ್ಯಂ ತ್ವಾ ಋತೇನ ಪರಿಶಂಚಾಮಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಸತ್ಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಋತಂ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಈಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ there is always benefit for us. And again, now up to then we have made the entire ahuti is well sanctified by sprinkling symbolically, religiously, the apodeva and the food or the ahutis which are going to offer. Next, we are making a prayer that samte prano vayuna gachatagum. One idea. Sam yajatra angani sa yagnapatihi asisha ghritena tau ಪಶುಂ ತ್ರಾಯೇಥಾಂ. ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇನ್ವೋಕ್ ದಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಆಫ್ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಡಿವೈನ್. ಸೊ ಡಿವಿನಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Christians, they have got degrees in divinity given. Bachelor in divinity, master in divinity, PhD in divinity. Christian colleges and Christian institutions, they have got, they much talk about the divinity program. In fact, when I happened to present my paper in Washington, D.C., in the Catholic University of America, they had an interreligious seminar where so many religious people, scholars have come and presented their papers. And I don't know how I am like. I also presented a paper upon the Vedism, the Vedic religion, to participate in the harmony of that. So avaga nan madiddu kadime, but I was, whenever I heard these great scholars of different religions coming and presenting their papers and all that, we understand there is always the interference of the divinity attributed to the offerings made for that. So whatever offering that you make to the God must be countersigned by them themselves. We sign and make them ready, but it is countersigned by Paramatma and being transported to all the gods. That's why here, after doing that, this is addressal for the Pashu. Te pranaha vayuna gachatagum yajatra angani samyagnapati-rasisha. So when different members of the body, parts of the animal, and more importantly the pranam, because pranam is the most important in the body. As long as the prana vayu keeps working in us, we are alive. When once the prana departs from us, it is dead. So Shava and Shiva, as long as the prana, Shiva is pranam. As long as pranam or Shiva is there in us, we are all active, energetic. But when the pranam goes away, when Shiva goes away, it becomes Shiva. Shivaha Shiva. So how near it is, flat on the ground. Therefore, pranam and vayu. That's why you learn in Purusha Suktam, how that vayu is created, you understand. So the nose, the vayu, the wind, he is a nasoho pranaha. Even Saundarlari Havana Madavaga, I'm happy that I don't know whether you are going to celebrate Saundarlahari Havanam on Sunday. morning 11 o'clock, as I could see the notification by our Vasan and people. There you observe so much of formalities are being observed before we offer to the gods, and goddess Tripura Sundari, and she is really pleased. So that is what is called pranam. And again, yajatra angani, sam yajatra angani. So angagalu, pranavu, erade mukhya. The members of our body and the life breath in our body, both are important. So the life breath is called pranam. And we have got pancha pranas in our body. That is, every day we make a prayer that prano, pano, vyano, dana, samana, sapranaha, sveta varnaha, sankhya, sagotra, gayatri, chandaha, etc. We say in Sandhya Vandanam 3 times. So whenever you do Sandhya Vandanam, you have to appease the 5 internal vital airs. Prana is coming and going, whereas the other 4 pranas are stationed in our body inside. Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samanas are there already, and they have to be harmonious in our body. Then only our health is also normal. Especially the Ayurveda people, they always consider these 3 doshas. That is what they say, the Vata, Pitta and Kapitha or Kapha. And they take these 3 as main things causing ill health in our body, and they are able to decide around 67 kind of diseases that might attack, and maybe some footnotes for them. But see, look at the combing and wholesale holistic approaches to the body by our natural treatment formulas. So Ejatra and with all these things ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಜ್ಞಪತಿ ಆಶಿಷ ಸಗಚ್ಚತಾಂ. So ಈ ಯಜ್ಞಪತಿ ಇದಾನಲ್ಲ, ಯಜಮಾನ, the sponsor, who is able to commend a lot of manpower, money power, and all kinds of things, material power, etc. ಅಂಥವನಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಶಿಷ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ, longevity, dirghayutvam. That's why we say dirghayutvam cha me na mitram cha me bhayam cha me sugam cha me sayanam cha me susha cha me sudinam cha me. So ಆಯು ದೀರ್ಘಾಯು ಆದಮೇಲೆ ದೇವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ದೀರ್ಘಾಯಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್. ಸಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀರು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ಸಚ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ದಿ coconut tree is important. The coconut tree is highly known for Subhagara. హలో, నేను క్లాసులో ఉన్నానమ్మా, ఒక 5 నిమిషాల తర్వాత మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను తల్లి. అంతా వెళ్ళి. So that's why Yagnapati Asisha, and now all gods are, as a part of preamble, requested like this: Krutenaktau pasum trayetham revati Yagnapati priyadhasi vimvishata uro antariksha sajur devena. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 138 ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ, ಈ ಪಶುಂ ತ್ರಾಯೇಥಾಂ ಘೃತೇನಾಕ್ತೌ. ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಶು ಈಸ್ ಡಿಪ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಘೀ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫೈಡ್ ಬಟರ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಘೀ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸಸ್ ದಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್. ಸಿ, ತುಪ್ಪ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಉಪ್ಪು ನೆಯ್ಯಿ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ 2 important items. ದಿ ಉಪ್ಪು ಈಸ್ ಎ, Tuppa is Z. If at all you want to note down that, and then if you uppu illade yava food taste baralla. That's why it's called lalana. I mean lavanya prakhyo lalana lavanyam anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾವಣ್ಯಂ, ಲವಣ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯ, ಲವಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಆ ತರಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ತುಪ್ಪ, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ತುಪ್ಪ ಪಶುವಿಗೆ ಆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ಅಟ್ಲಾಂಟಾ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಹೋಮ, ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಹೋಮ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಹೋಮ ಐ ಅಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅಟ್ಲಾಂಟಾ ಹಿಂದೂ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪಂಚೆಯನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೀರೆಯನ್ನು, ಅದು ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಡ್ರಿಪ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ವಿತ್ ಘೀ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೇವತಿ ಅಂದ್ ಸೊ ಘೃತೇನಾಕ್ತಂ ಪಶುಂ ತ್ರಾಯತ ಅಂಡ್ ರೇವತಿ ಯಜ್ಞಪತಿಂ ಪ್ರಿಯಧಾ ಆವಿಶತ. ಸೊ ರೇವತಿ is the cow which has given you milk. So that's why cow, even the cows also. So without cow, no yajnam can take place. That's why in Yajnashala, Vishnu is present. I mean, in the Goshala, Vishnu is present. Whatever yajna you do in Goshala, that would have a multiple benefits to the sacrificer and the people and the nation and all that. You know, in Sankaramatham, our Ramachandra was doing so continuously homas, that there should be a good leader to our country. You see that the dharma, Sanatana dharma is being supported and continued like that. So that's why ಪ್ರಿಯಧಾವಿಶತ ಅನ್ನೋವಾಗ ಯಜ್ಞಪತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರಹ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಯಜ್ಞ ರೇವತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೌ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಯು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಆಲ್ ದ accessory products, because cow dung is important and panchagavya is important, halu important, masuru important, tuppa important. Cow's milk and byproducts are all very, very sacred. And there is no challenge or difficulty in that. Therefore, yakandre udo antariksham sajuhu devena. So sajur antariksham devena uroho. And next we have got to talk about the vatena asya havishasmana yaja samasyatanuva bhava varshi asiyati yajnapatim dhaha pruthivyah sampruchaha pahi namasta atana anarva ಪ್ರೇಹಿ ಘೃತಸ್ಯ ಕುಲ್ಯಾಂ ಅನುಪ್ಸಹ ಪ್ರಜಯಾ ಸಹ ರಾಯಸ್ಪೋಷೇಣ. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಆಪೋ ದೇವೀ ಶುದ್ಧಾಯುವಃ ಶುದ್ಧಾಯೂಯಂ ದೇವಾಗುಂ ಉಡ್ಡಗುಂ ಶುದ್ಧಾ ವಯಂ ಪರಿವೇಷ್ಟಾರೋ ಭೂಯಾಸಂ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ. ಸೊ ಯಜ್ಞ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಅನುಕೂಲಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ on one of the annual days, remember Nada Veda Adhyayana Kendra has gone through 29 annual day celebrations and Veda Gangas, volumes being out. And one of the time, I don't remember, Dr. S. Ranganath came and talked on Rigveda mantras for easy life, for life to be going smooth ಅಂತ 1 hour ಪಾಪ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. Some of them has been also printed in our Veda Ganga volumes. So why that is the Apo Devati, see, because Suddha Ayuva, because 75% of water is there in our body, or 3 ways, I mean 3 times water, only 1 time earth. That is the cost, that is the area, Bhuprapancham. That is the geography. That's when you go to Kanyakumari, you will see 3 oceans and little land. Last railway station is Kanyakumari. And when you can see 3 oceans. And another point you should observe is, oceans do not mix. Rivers mix into the ocean, but rivers mix into each other. But ocean alli, no, there will be a border line kept. That you have got to observe whenever you go to see the oceans meeting. That's why Mahatmas are always independent. and every independent thought of each Mahatma is really great. So, Apo Devatas, and the remaining lines I will explain next class, and we'll stop here at this juncture. Thank you very much. We are able to go through so much of culture, so much of practices, and so much of benefits. But all we undertake the yajna as a kriya, yajna as a dharma kriya, then that will be rewarding for us. So whatever dharma kriya that we take up is always beneficial and pays us dividends. With these few words, Om Tat Satu.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavijyankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Markaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Satam. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Vasudevarpanamastu. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu. Om Shri Matru Charanaravindarpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Namaste.